just post a link. Okay.
We be strutting, we be strutting.
Okay, come on, computer, don't do that. Don't do that.
Don't do this to me.
What do you want?
I don't. Oh no! Come on, computer, don't do that.
Make sure it's plugged in all the way.
Yes, it's plugged in. Okay, all right. Yeah, Chrome just cracked. Yeah, Chrome just decided just to burp on me. Anyway, you know what? Fuck. So you know what? Hopefully I did post on Twitter, but if it did, whatever. You can. The link is.
Are you doing it from your account or the Midnight account?
I'm doing it from my account because I don't have.
Fine, I looked in the wrong place. Whatever.
Okay.
I just expected some corporate branding. It's okay. Yeah, it's up.
Okay, all right. Yeah, you can just retweet it. Okay, all right.
Retweet.
We're not live yet.
We are live now.
Ha!
Fuck.
Oh, how much egg do you have in your face?
Okay, all right.
Do this.
Okay, ready in 3, 2, 1. Hey guys, welcome to the second episode of Otaku Midnight, second season. Today, I am introducing a new co-host, Kevin. Introduce yourself, buddy.
Hey guys, I'm Kevin, and I am a co-host for the Bakugaijin show with Zeke Freak, who we pretty much record those on Sundays. We're up to episode 2 on the Bakugaijin show, and the last episode we talked about stuff like piracy
And poop!
and
Oh God.
that was during the break. It's not going to be on the MP3 version, I swear to God.
You ever know?
Yeah.
All right.
Go on.
So yeah, that's basically just me. Oh yeah, you want to know some of my favorite anime? Because that'd probably be helpful.
Yeah, go ahead. Share a little bit of background about
Sure,
yourself.
I don't need to introduce myself. Whatever.
No,
Shut up, Zeke.
he's new. Well, he's new, buddy. Come on.
Hey, look, it's my co-host on my show.
Oh.
Yeah, the circle jerk comes full circle, guys.
My question is, when did I get to be third chair here?
I don't know.
Yeah.
Uh,
I'm reading a fascinating
Well, anyway,
report my brother did on the effects of African colonization, so I'll be a minute.
Okay. Anyway, Kev, go on.
some of my favorite anime include like Haruhi Suzumiya, Gurren Lagann, this 80s anime series called The Dirty Pair. Don't worry,
Yeah.
It's not about porn. It's not porn.
I had to
Sounds
convince
like-
my friends that when I tell them about that.
It sounds so dirty.
I still keep thinking you're saying Dirty Bear, and I'm having like middle school flashbacks.
Dirty Yuri Bear. I totally read
That reminds me of a joke. That reminds me of a joke from Inside Out. It's like there aren't any bears in San Francisco. Saw a guy that looked like a bear once.
I kind of wonder if they're referencing like bear culture and all that stuff over in San Francisco.
Today on We Bear Bears.
And Yuri Bears. We bear Yuri Bears. Anyway, Kevin, continue.
But yeah, those are some of my favorite anime. Just Haruhi, Gurren Lagann, Dirty Pair, Birdie the Mighty Decode, and some of the and generally what I look for in an anime, aside from the usual like good characters and that sort of thing, I tend to gravitate more towards the genres of sci-fi, action, and the occasional slice of life.
Oh yeah, same here. That's pretty much me in a nutshell when it comes to that stuff. So Zeke, I'm glad to have you back on the show. So how have you been? So how's Bakugaijin show been treating you?
Oh, so good. It's been so much fun with people, with Kevin and such. I really like our no show I've ever been on has not been this, but I really like our increased what's the word? Fucking vitrolicism.
I help.
Catholicism. Oh, I was about to say, I thought it was like a Greek worship or something like that.
No, ventriloquism. Actually, I am Kevin. I just hold my hand up and do voices.
Oh shit! I think I just realized I have been using the wrong side of my tablet for the microphone this entire time.
That's what I was going to tell you. Is that Bakugan Show episode 1, you're all quiet. Bakugan Show episode 2, you're good volume. Like I think you just flipped it around.
What? Yeah. I think I'm actually using the correct microphone now because I sound fine right now, don't I?
Yeah,
you do.
sound great. Yeah, you sound great, actually.
You sound
Mother-
101%. I mean, I'm not gonna suck your dick here. I'm just telling you, you sound good.
No, you.
Motherfucker. Okay, Kat.
Okay, in your defense, though,
The microphone is next to the power button.
right. In your defense,
Okay,
though,
anyway.
it's hard to pinpoint exactly where a microphone is on a tablet.
This is why I use computers.
Yeah, well, I have a
Yeah.
cover on here. It's got like 3 different holes to where the microphone could fucking be. Anyway.
All-purpose.
Zeke.
What?
So, Zeke,
What have you?
explain.
Explain what? Oh, right. See, I put several grapes in this tea earlier. It hasn't really affected the taste of the tea, but I think it might affect the taste of the grapes. Not sure.
I think
That's not what we meant.
those are grapes.
Oh, right. So as for the Bakugan Show, I finished the first MP3 and sent it off to Anubis. He hasn't had our page up yet. As soon as that's up, I'll let you all know.
Yeah.
I actually never asked him. Does he provide RSS feeds?
Yeah, he does provide RSS feeds for Otaku Midnight and all that stuff when I do upload MP3s.
Okay, so in that case,
And then you should be able to ship it off to basically like iTunes and all that stuff.
I'm planning to go on iTunes and Stitcher Radio for people who aren't Apple fags.
Now, Zeke, we can't use that word.
You're right. Apple is forbidden on this show. Delicious fruit of varying color fags.
No, but yeah. Anyway.
That might be my new favorite phrase, various color fags.
Anyway. Oh, so, okay, alright. So, what have you been watching besides the stuff that we're going to be talking about, like in the various summer season stuff? I know what you've been watching, and holy shit, I told you.
No, you didn't!
To be fair, the entire internet told him, so,
Yeah.
don't take all the
Anyway.
credit here.
I was trying to ignore everything, okay?
Yeah, but he's now part of the Gakko Garashi cult, but we'll talk about that more in the second.
Yeah. I'm actually trying to put a dent into my backlog right now. I'm currently trying to watch Shirobako. It's slow progress, but I'm still making progress.
What episode are you on as far as?
Currently on episode 3.
Man, that's some slow progress.
Again, slow progress. But yeah, trying to make a dent in that. I still need to get.
Saying I'm going to the store. It's been slow progress. Where are you right now? I just got off the couch.
The funny thing is, this is completely true in my case.
Oh, just got off the couch. Okay, time to do this thing.
Yeah. I don't really know how good Shirobako would be in marathon form. I thought it was perfect for week to week. Hold interest really well there.
Yeah, although when it was airing, I did lose interest like around episode 14. Then I kind of picked it up and just basically marathoned from there, basically.
I mean, yeah, some people have that happens to some people with two core shows.
Yeah, I kind of did that with the second half of JoJo's Bizarre Adventure: Stardust Crusaders. I lost interest. I lost interest around the time of shortly before Darby was introduced. So,
You lost interest in JoJo's? I've heard that's a cardinal sin in some places.
well, it's not really lost interest. It's just it kind of fell off my radar for a little bit. But then I marathoned the rest, and I'm like, oh.
Yeah, I use mid-season breaks as sort of an opportunity to drop things that I'm no longer interested in. Like, last break I dropped Arslan because of that.
Yeah, with JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, the last part of like the last 10 episodes of the Battle in Egypt arc of JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, worked a lot better in a marathon session than it did going week to week.
Yeah.
Particularly when we got to the battle with Dio.
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I would have got like, oh god, get to the point and all that stuff.
Yeah, it's just because it was slow.
Yeah, just a bit. But you know, a lot of people said, "Oh man, a lot of people accused the battle with Dio of going too fast and like they apparently rushed it." I didn't think so at all. I thought it was really well done.
Well, I can't really see. Here's the thing: I'm still stuck on battle tendency when it comes to JoJo's. I really need to kind of get back on that horse.
Battle tendency is so good.
Yeah, it is. It really is. I mean, you know, I just love how it has some. That name alone just has like the most 90s. Has like the most.
It feels like a barbarian skill perk.
It does.
Tendency. It just sounds like, you know, a movie from like an action movie from the 90s.
It sounds like
Give me plus 10 critical hits when I'm facing multiple enemies.
Boom, boom, boom.
it legit sounds like some sort of an achievement for like Dragon Age or something.
Yeah.
But yeah, out of all the parts of JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, I think my favorite has to be Part 4, which I'm praying to God gets animated.
Yeah, although I remember hearing from Sukento that Japan doesn't really share your same opinion about JoJo Part 4.
Yeah, I guess I kind of understand. It goes a little bit more towards the whole. It gravitates a bit more towards the Monster of the Week format than other parts do, but at the same time, I really enjoy both the characters and the crazy fights that they have in that part of the show, that part of the manga. You can tell that with you can tell that with Stardust Crusaders, it was Araki basically just introducing Stans and getting himself accustomed to the new style. And by the time he got to Part 4, he just let go of the reins and let the whole thing go crazy. And it is the best thing ever.
Ever?
Go crazy.
Is it better than a green apple sandwich with sharp cheddar?
I don't know if I want a green apple sandwich with cheese on it.
Yeah.
I don't know why.
Patrick Stewart would like to.
Ever since I read that Patrick Stewart AMA, I've just been saying that over and over. I don't know why.
Oh my God! Stop trying to make bread with cheese and apples work. It's never gonna work. Stop trying to make fetch happen.
Nope. Nope o'clock. Nope.
Please tell me somebody got that reference.
Nope.
Nope.
Go watch Mean Girls, goddammit.
I'm so sorry.
I haven't seen Mean Girls in like forever. Mean Girls is fucking hilarious.
I don't miss Mean Girls at all. I mean, ever since I graduated high school, like I've had a happy life.
Well, yeah.
Yeah. I'm reading that apparently Westerners hate Part 3 though.
What? Part 3 was Stardust Crusaders, right? Or is that somewhere else?
Yeah, it was.
I thought Stardust Crusaders. I thought everyone like loved the shit out of that because I know like everyone was going like yeah and all that stuff when it was airing.
In Japan,
the way I understood it is that people were just happy there was more JoJo's in general, not specifically for that part.
yeah.
Okay.
For me, Part 3 is a bit of a middle ground. I won't deny that the later half of it is friggin' fantastic, but are kind of weak. It's very clear. It's similar to Phantom Blood in that, much like how Phantom Blood took its time figuring out the Hamon abilities, and a lot of early Hamon battles were very, very standard stock, not terribly interesting.
Yeah, I can understand that.
It's something similar with Stardust Crusaders. They're very basic fights at first. By the time you get to Darby the Gambler, it really picks up.
I'll have to remember. You see, that's the thing. You know, I haven't really because the last time I watched like JoJo's anything was actually like a couple months ago. You know, like I think I just might get back up on the train and all that stuff and just go for it. I mean, I've been meaning to do the same thing with Hunter x Hunter, just take the plunge and all that stuff, but I just
You're
haven't.
gonna say take the bus.
Okay, fine. What do you want me to do? Take the plunge or take the bus?
Take the bus and then plunge it off a cliff, maybe.
Because that's how crazy it is.
Okay.
Don't you mean bizarre?
Oh, you just went there. Oh, jokes.
That pun. Oh.
Mm.
I'm also reading Part 5 is especially popular in Japan and everywhere else hates it.
Oh my god, I do not like Vento Ario.
What's so bad about it? What's so bad about
It's boring.
Oh.
And here's the thing. I don't call any other part of JoJo's Bizarre Adventure boring. They're a little slow and maybe not that creative, but they are still interesting. For me, Vento Ario is the only part of JoJo's Bizarre Adventure where I was bored for any length of time.
So in error words, it's basically the farm arc of Walking Dead. Oh, that guy.
Yeah, actually.
You go first.
I just honestly do not see why so many people in Japan love Vento Ario so much. To me, the parts that come before it and after it, Diamond is Unbreakable and Stone Ocean, are both far better.
Okay. All right. Well, I guess as for me, what I've been watching lately, of course, I've been watching some of the stuff that we will be discussing in segment 2 and all that stuff. And as far as normal TV stuff, I've been going on Netflix and I've been and kind of thanks to my Gakko Garashi obsession, I've been watching Walking Dead and I'm on season 2. And let me tell you, I can see why the farm arc.
Are they still on the farm?
Yeah.
Are they still on Namek?
Oh god, they're still on the farm, aren't they?
Yeah, it's like, I'm just like, I was like watching I've been watching a couple episode bursts and all that stuff, and I'm just like, find that fucking girl and get the hell out of there already. On.
Yeah, I mean, I stopped after season 2, not because I didn't like it, just because live action TV and me are weird. But I think the season opened strong and it closed strong, but everything in the middle is just like.
Yeah.
No lie. I think the only live action TV show that I actually watch consistently is Power Rangers.
Hey, that's cool, man. That's cool. Hey, no judgment here, man. We're all geeks.
That depends. Which Power Rangers?
Dino Charge.
Oh, okay.
And Dino Charge is actually really good, but again, it helps that Judd Lin is directing it and writing it. So
The only one I've actually the only two I've ever seen are the Time one and the Ninja one.
Yeah. They've come for you.
Oh God!
Yeah. I just remember there was a talking hamster, and there was a talking hamster at one point. I remember
Yeah, that was Ninja Storm.
Yeah.
Oh,
No lie, no lie. I have seen every single season of Power Rangers, and I can tell you from a glance which ones are good, and which ones are garbage. Ninja Storm and Time Force, Ninja Storm and Time Force are the ones that you saw, and I consider those to be very good seasons. In fact, Time Force is my personal favorite.
Right. I've heard that from a lot of people.
Yeah.
well,
What are the shit ones? What do I need to avoid with all my driving abilities?
Operation Overdrive.
Okay. That doesn't even sound like a Power Rangers title.
Shows how much they cared.
Operation
This guy.
It sounds like Operation Overdrive. This sounds like a sequel to Maximum Overdrive, to be honest.
It sounds like someone took some kind of like drugs and then started playing Operation.
Let me explain. Let me explain Operation Overdrive to you. I'll explain it in the way that Linkara did for his History of Power Rangers videos.
Doesn't he review comic
are
books?
a lot. Previously, before Operation Overdrive, people tended to agree that the worst Power Rangers season was Turbo.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say.
Yeah, but at the same time, there are a lot of fans of Turbo. And Linkara even admitted it did get better in the last half, and there's a lot to like about Turbo. There's not a lot to like about Operation Overdrive.
Yeah.
Operation Overdrive is Missed Potential the show.
Oh, wow. Damn.
Whoa.
It's really bad.
That is wow. But yeah, back to me. It's like, here's the thing, when it comes to live action stuff, I am very, very selective when it comes to that. I know that makes me come off like as one of those stereotypical weeaboos and all that stuff that quote unquote doesn't watch anything American, even though I watch most Pixar stuff and all that stuff. But
I mean, it's just like everything is just like everything's just like crap reality TV now. It's like, come on.
The only crap, everyone's got to have at least one crappy reality TV for me, and that's Mystery Diners for me.
Oh, I watch a lot of that. I watch a lot of that stuff just what's the word? Half-heartedly, I guess. Just when I'm sitting in the living room.
For me,
like I'll watch shit like Pawn Stars, Batting.
Okay, fuck you. Pawn Stars is cool.
Pawn Stars is okay. I'm not saying I'm not saying it's all trash. I'm just saying I watch shit. When I was younger, I used to watch a ton of Animal Planet.
It's like, it's when it comes to reality TV, everyone has one. That's as Keikaku Cat would say.
Yeah. For me, the only I care about right now is, I'm not sure if it's currently airing. I actually need to Google it. I've been watching it on Netflix. It's Cutthroat Kitchen.
Oh.
Oh, I watch tons of. Speaking of kitchens, I watch everything Jeff Ramsey does. Not Jeff Ramsey.
Gordon Ramsay.
Gordon Ramsay.
What are you? An idiot sandwich.
I watch some.
On the plane. The U.S. is trying to invade it.
No, I mean, just to clarify, I watch.
Why did the chicken cross the road? 'Cause you didn't fucking cook it.
To clarify, I watch some things of Jeff Ramsey and everything with Gordon Ramsay.
It's all about Gordon Ramsay, man.
Oh, how did I confuse Jeff Ramsey with Gordon Ramsay? One of them has a handlebar mustache. I mean.
Yeah, I know. But yeah, so do you have any news for us? Because we used to do that, back when.
Yeah. I mean, I have not much. Anime industry up 10% from last year.
Yay.
Anime
And,
is dying, though! Moe is killing the industry!
Yeah, I'd like to point you towards Toonami 2 weeks ago, where Dragon Ball Z Kai not only got 2 million viewers and a 1.0 Nielsen rating, but Akame ga Kill became the highest rated program in all key demographics.
Oh.
And then everyone started complaining that it was doomed after the ratings weren't as good the next week.
The only reason the ratings were so damn high is because of Resurrection F being in theaters and being a box office success.
That's just what it needs right now. It's just like, that's what mainly I think with this new influx of new people, maybe the anime industry is going to be okay. I never really thought the anime industry is... okay, we're not like in a doomsday situation from like 2007 when Geneon decided to tank and all that stuff, and studios were closing up and all that.
Well,
shit.
just to clarify, I said the Japanese industry. I did not say R1.
I know, but that is one symptom and all stuff.
The Japanese industry is actually doing fairly well right now. The big problem is that there are just so many shows and so few people to watch them.
Well, I think the problem is that they rely a lot on several big hits, and then everything else just fails.
Yeah, that's mainly what's going on, really. And I feel like I'm really hoping that the shows I like, will be good sellers and all that stuff. And I wouldn't mind watching more Umaru-chan and more.
It's a weird thing. 'Cause it's almost like every single studio is gambling all the time. They just throw things out there and see what sticks, and then they base.
Isn't that what we do too, to a certain extent?
Yeah, but yeah.
Yeah, like Cartoon Network did that for quite some time with stuff like Chowder and Flapjack.
There's also a lot more money behind that, though.
Yeah, well, to be fair, Western animation tends to be more expensive than Japanese animation on the whole.
Just to give people an idea, most Western cartoons have a budget of about $500,000 per episode. Most
$300,000.
I've heard up to 5. It really depends.
Yeah.
I've heard Nickelodeon in particular. Their cap is $500,000, but most shows are below that.
Ooh.
Well, no, not because they're not giving them the money, but because they're not using all that money.
Oh.
Yeah. They're like, here's $500,000 per episode, but they only use like $300,000 of it. So I guess the rest just go back into the system, or they go into further production or something.
Yeah, that would probably sound about right.
And one of the reasons Nickelodeon was upset with Invader Zim is Invader Zim was always spending the full $500,000.
It probably didn't help that Jonan Vasquez specifically delayed the scripts for nearly every episode so that the censors would be screwed by the time it hit the air.
Yeah.
You gotta love Jonan.
Yeah.
Even if you don't agree with him sometimes, but anyway.
Oh, I love Jonan Vasquez.
Yeah, he's amazing.
Oh yeah.
He's the sarcastic bastard that I wish I was.
I think I almost suffocated from laughter when he did that one post. He posted some song, like some hardcore death metal, and he's like, "This is my sex soundtrack." I think I just broke my hips.
Sex the metal. Holy fuck. Yeah.
Just imagine it's just a jackhammer.
Oh God, fuck me. Okay.
I can't hear my death metal of my jackhammer dick.
God damn it, Zeke.
Yeah, yes, me and my girlfriend fucked to anal cunt.
Yeah, although some anal cunt songs are like really low key, like "Gayest Man on Earth."
I still can't believe there's actually a band called Anal Cunt.
Yeah.
I can't believe. For some reason, I can believe it, but
I'm surprised they're not sponsored by Pole or something.
Look how far our degenerate society has fallen.
Humanity has indeed declined.
Anal cuntism is a genuine condition, you know.
But anything else you want to share with us? As far as
The only other thing of note I could find, and I went back like 3 weeks, is Masashi Kishimoto is planning a sci-fi series as his next big project.
I think that would really work, because the main problem with Naruto, I think, was that he was using fantasy elements, and I think that gave him a little bit too much freedom, so he ended up being very inconsistent with the world and terminology. With sci-fi, you gotta nail down a tone of internal consistency, otherwise people are going to really or else it's going to turn people off because nothing's consistent.
Right.
With Naruto,
go on.
with Naruto, a lot of people were able to hand wave what they were saying, what was going on in the show.
Right.
yeah.
And I also think the problem is that over such a long run, I think he eventually just wrote himself into several corners that he couldn't get himself out of easily.
Yeah.
And I think starting fresh with all that experience is going to do wonders for him.
That, and I can imagine, like, probably, like, for something that's, like, a long-running show, I can imagine, or, like, a long-running manga or whatever, I can imagine that would be hard to kind of keep that shit consistent, I'd imagine.
I
Because
personally think
you can get tripped up by a mistake you made, like, 8 years ago, and you're like, oh, I can't get out of this without bullshitting through it.
Yeah, but that's part of the reason why I prefer writers like Eiichiro Oda, who extensively plan out the story.
Yeah, I mean, I'm mad respect for Oda because he's one of the hardest working guys out there.
Oh, yeah.
Like, whether or not you like One Piece is irrelevant, you gotta admit, the guy knows what he's doing.
I've read some of it. Like, one thing I'm always impressed with is that he does, like, full backgrounds. He doesn't do any of that blank panel bullshit.
Oh, yeah.
He does,
Or
like,
has a
full
static
backgrounds.
background or something like that.
I mean, like, just normally, like, sometimes you see characters, like, talking, it's like sometimes the background just slowly disappears for no reason. But he just leaves it there.
Tite Kubo.
And, of course,
The heart.
Yep.
well, and also, too, and also when it comes to world building, Akira Toriyama, he is not pulling it out of his ass either.
Yeah.
Or is trying to impress his editors, too.
Oh, no. Like, the whole thing with Lord Beerus and... Like, the whole thing with Lord Beerus, he actually tied that into a bit of a throwaway reference in earlier Dragon Ball, like Dragon Ball Z.
Uh-huh.
He actually explained that who was the Kaio that was trapped inside the Z sword? Anyway, it was actually
it was old Kai.
Yeah.
it was actually explained in a recent episode of Dragon Ball Super that it was Lord Beerus who sealed him inside the Z sword. So.
So it all comes back full circle. Okay. I mean, at least he's like trying to make.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, like, one thing I'm saying though, as a writer though, is that it's actually not that difficult to make something new and then fill in blanks that you didn't explain before.
Yeah.
I doubt he thought. I doubt he thought of Beerus at the time. I think now he's just looking back. He's like, okay, well, I can tie him in here and here and here because I never actually explained these things. And they didn't really need explanation. Like, at the time, who trapped old Kai in the Z sword wasn't important. But now that he's said that, it's like it's a cool little tidbit.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Back to Kishimoto real quick. I think Kishimoto is very restricted by the shonen demographic with his writing. I think he would do excellently making a seinen manga.
I don't think he's going to, though. I think this is going to be another shonen, though, which I don't mind, but...
I'd personally really love to see Kishimoto attempt a seinen manga. Because when you look at the more serious elements of Naruto, particularly in the Shippuden arc, he did know how to... when he wanted to be mature and serious, he actually did pretty well. So I think him doing a seinen manga would actually be to his benefit.
Yeah. He also added that this new manga will likely be a monthly and not a weekly, just due to health issues.
Yeah, he really
Yeah, because didn't he say, like...
he
One of you talk, please.
You first.
Okay, I was going to say, because, didn't he, put out a thing basically saying, guys, let me rest?
Yeah, he did.
He said it very politely, but
Everybody clamoring for some sort of sequel or follow up to Naruto, and he's just like, guys, I need to chill for a while.
I would ask for the same thing. If I was Kishimoto, I would, if I had all this pressure to really give the fans what they want. Yeah, I would probably, if I ended the series where it was right now, I'd be like, yeah, guys, let me recharge my creative batteries, and I'll be back.
Yeah, I think it's actually impressive that he's talking about his next work this early, because Naruto only ended 10 months ago, maybe. I think.
It's not been that long.
After 15 years.
It's only been 5 or 6 months.
No, I thought it ended last November or something.
Oh no, it actually ended very recently.
Yeah, because
Anyway.
I remember when Naruto first started. I remember I was kind of wanting to get into it because I was I would look around on certain scanlation sites when I was when I was in 7th grade, and that's how I read stuff like Akira Toriyama's Kawa and all that stuff.
Yeah.
If anyone remembers that one? That's kind of an obscure. That's kind of one of his post Dragon Ball works right there.
Yeah. With Kishimoto, it's he's not Akira Toriyama. He can't do something like Akira Toriyama did, where he did Dr. Slump for God knows how long, and then 2 months later he came up with Dragon Ball. He can't do that.
Yeah, exactly. He's not that kind of person.
Toriyama had a surplus of energy and creativity. Kishimoto doesn't exactly have that.
Yeah, he's I get the feeling, reading things he says, I get the feeling he's kind of a reserved fellow.
Yeah.
Imagine. Yeah, Naruto was actually one of the first things I started watching when it came to Toonami in 2004, 2005.
2005.
I was still living at my first house at the time. I was really into it. I was really into it back then for quite some time. I remember I used to own the $25 box set things that you get at Best Buy or Walmart.
I think everybody in middle school was into Naruto back then. Even me. I think the only reason I liked Naruto so damn much is because it was the only cartoon my mom would let me watch that had blood in it.
Oh shit! Yeah. Yeah.
Because compared to all the other cartoons that were on TV at that time, Naruto seemed pretty mature.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. If you were used to watching what else was on at the time? Teen Titans, I guess.
Mega Man, NT Warrior.
Yeah. If you watch I don't know, was Jetix a thing yet?
Yeah, it was.
Oh, all right. Yeah, stuff on Jetix, I guess.
Digimon Data Squad, which I actually really liked.
What was the one, the Super Monkey Ultra Force Go thing?
Super Robot Monkey Team Hyper Force Go.
Oh, yeah. I was thinking about that, yeah.
I remember that show, and I still love it.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, guys, do you have anything else before we move on to the second
I didn't talk about what I was watching.
Oh, well,
go for
it.
Yeah, if anyone has been following me on Twitter lately, I think everyone knows what I've been watching between 2 and 6 in the morning every night.
Oh, right. You gay ho.
Yeah.
So,
exactly.
How does it hold up, or something like that?
You know what? I like it a lot. I always have. I'm just and this is the first time I'm going through and seeing the original Japanese version. I'd seen bits and pieces of it before.
Yeah.
But I'd realized for the longest time I'd called myself a big fan of Yu-Gi-Oh! And then I'm actually, I think I stopped watching after episode 40 of 5Ds or something. And there's all this other new stuff that everyone says is great. So I'm I'm going to start at the beginning. I'm going to work my way all the way through it.
Now, let me ask you this question, since you're probably really into it. Is Zexel supposed to be pronounced Zeal, or is it Zexel? Because I had
in Japan it's pronounced Zale, in everywhere else it's pronounced Zexel, and I'm guessing the reason for that is because watching Japanese people try to pronounce X is hilarious.
Zexus
Just have a fucking coma.
Yeah, like there's this game by Konami called Zex, like, and the guy says it's Zex, and all that stuff.
Yeah.
It sounds like they're having a stroke.
Yeah, Zex. Yeah, because everyone always likes to use the cross. They like to use that as cross, like basically X is not even supposed to be pronounced, that kind of thing. But
no,
like
no,
Hunter.
Yeah.
No,
Hunter.
it's not one of those situations. Yeah, it is Zexel.
Yeah, because I've been having like a debate with my friend about it, because he's watching the Zeal right now, and he's like, I'm telling him, dude, it's Zeal. He's like, no, but it's Zexel. But it's Zexel, man.
Yeah, it's Zexel. I think if someone's saying it's Zale, then they're just fucking weeboos.
Yeah,
Like that seems like such a weird thing to do.
Yeah, I guess it is kind of like a weeb thing to do. Okay, all right, fair enough.
Yeah, so I'm working my way through
Hi,
that.
guys.
Hi, what up? What up?
I pronounce it Zale.
Hey, that's cool, man.
Hey, that's cool if you're a fucking weeb.
Hey, I say Gakko Garashi instead of School Live, because School Live makes Gakko Garashi sound like I'll hold off on that.
Yeah. If it makes you feel any better, Kevin, I still say Arc V just to piss people off.
Archive?
Arc 5.
I don't pronounce the dash, stupid.
Arc dash 5.
I just say Arc. I just say Arc V. What?
Yeah, like people get all pissed when you do that. I'm like, yeah, I realize it's Arc 5, but to me that's too meta.
Oh, wait, it's supposed to be Arc 5?
Yeah, and I'm like, that's too meta. I don't like that. I'm just gonna call
hold
it
on,
Arc V.
hold on. Let me count. Original, GX, 5Ds.
It's the
Yeah,
fifth.
it is technically the 5th arc. Holy shit.
Yeah, that's why they did that, and it's like a dual meaning because a V is the same shape a pendulum makes.
The pendulum swings.
Yeah.
Wow.
So, yeah.
Oh.
You got it. Thanks. And everyone was. Go ahead.
I honestly stopped giving a shit about Yu-Gi-Oh! Around GX because I actually used to play the card game a little bit. Like, I dabbled in it, but they started adding on too many different game. They started adding on way too many different game mechanics, like different summoning techniques, and earlier monsters that were like really overpowered became like ridiculously low level in comparison to new monsters.
Yeah, Yu-Gi-Oh has a huge. I'm not gonna lie. Well, I enjoy the new. Well, I enjoy the new mechanics, but Yu-Gi-Oh has a serious power creep problem.
And like all of my previous decks became useless.
Yeah.
So that was a bit of a real that was a real bummer for me, and I stopped caring about around GX.
Me and my brother have been trying to get back into the card game, and he's been watching the dub of the original series on Hulu.
It's definitely an uphill climb if you're trying to get back in now.
Yeah. I think I'm doing okay. Like, one of the things I did is that I got a PSP emulator, and there's a fan patch for the most recent game in Japan, Arc V Tag Force Special, and I've been playing that, and I like it's a good teaching tool because the game won't let you do anything you're not allowed to do. So you learn what you can and can't do. So it's actually really helpful for getting back into it. That's why I like those. I like the official video games.
Yay.
Okay.
What system? What systems is that available for?
It hasn't been localized. It's on PSP. You can get a PSP emulator. There's a patch for it.
People still make PSP games?
Yeah.
In Japan, it's dead here, but in Japan, yeah.
Jesus Christ.
It's also going to come out on Vita eventually, says Konami. And
Eventually!
it says
Yeah.
Konami, and
Like,
I mean their
Konami,
word is
Konami
like whatever.
stops being assholes.
I'm sorry. I had to reference the Amanda Show's procrastinator segments. Procrastinator.
Okay, all
I
right.
just remember the competition where there was money in the back of the car, and then they were there so long they started eating the car, and then they
Okay.
realized at the end they could just drive away with the money.
Okay, guys. Okay, all right, guys. We need to move on. All right. Okay, all right. Okay, all right, guys. That's gonna do it for this first segment. Keep it right here on Otaku Midnight, second season. All right.
Okay, all right, okay, all right, okay, all right.
What? What?
Okay, alright, okay, alright, okay,
yeah, all right,
okay,
yeah,
alright, okay,
okay,
alright!
okay. All right, all right, okay, 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 all right.
What's going on?
Okay.
What? What's up?
Nothing.
Sorry. I have a fucking bad like that.
No, it's like they did the same thing to me on the last VGS.
Okay. I was about to say.
I don't remember what I said at the end, but I repeated the same thing like twice, and then they just kept repeating it.
You just kind of kept getting yourself into a loop, basically.
Yeah, I don't remember what I said. I'll look it up. One sec.
All right, I'll be right back, guys.
Yeah.
Yo, Zeke.
What? Yeah, what?
Have you ever seen like a movie? Have you ever seen like a movie where it's like you see it once and you got to see it like over and over and over again because you love it so much?
Yeah, the Goonies.
That's me and the 1986 Transformers movie.
Oh, yeah.
Nostalgia mostly.
Yeah. That was the one where Orson Welles I voiced a toy fighting other toys. Shit.
am Unicron.
Yeah. Shut up for a second. I gotta look into something. Oh yeah, I said it's like whatever, man, twice.
I swear to God, I could quote the entirety of Transformers the movie front to back.
Oh yeah, I did that with the Goonies once. I recited the whole thing from beginning to end. It felt like I did it in half the time though, for some reason.
Wow, break time on Otaku Midnight is a lot less interesting than it is on Baka Gaijin.
Because all he does is use the bathroom and shit, you know? In that order. This is what I do, is that he'll go to the bathroom, and I'll wait for him to get back, and then and he's like, "Are you ready to take a second?" I'm like, "No, I gotta use the bathroom, hold on."
Hey, speaking of which,
I'm going to Nico knee you in the face.
Yeah, hold on, I gotta use the bathroom.
Do it.
oh my God, Cubit, have you been seeing the things that I've been retweeting from the Nico bot and the Maki bot on Twitter?
Not recently.
Piss on me, Nico.
It's on the. Oh, that is so wrong, man.
So wrong, yet so right. Let's see there. From Makibot, there was Piss on Me, Nico. Nickelodeon.
I remember that joke.
I think my favorite one from Makibot has to be I can beatbox. Watch this. Spittle noises.
Spittle noises. Oh, do I even want to know? Do I? Then again, I'm gonna go with Anubis's thing to all of this. Don't ask questions you don't want the answer to.
No, it was I can beatbox. Watch this. Spittle noises.
That's all I can just imagine.
Like, and NicoBot actually recently got, like, I think 2,000 followers, and they added, like, 30 new tweets to the...
To that pool? To the pool?
Yeah, to the pool, yeah. I can't remember any of the tweets right off the bat, but hold on a second. Let me go grab my phone.
Okay, go for it. See if anyone's been...
Okay, looking up random shit from the Nico Nebot. My power cannot be stopped, foolish mortals.
Uh-huh.
Shaking SMH my head.
Shaking my head.
Shaking my head, my head.
SMH, shaking my headception.
That when you feel when you that. Welcome to my fuck house.
I'm back.
Not all Nikos.
Not all X.
Maki, keep me warm. You just got hit by the Nico tank. She's bigger, faster, and stronger too. She's the best member of the Mewtwo's crew. Huh.
Okay, alright. Okay,
And my personal new favorite. Did you lay this egg, Maki?
Oh, yeah, I saw that one. Okay. Alright. So, y'all... Oh, God. What?
Y'all ready for this?
Okay, let me just put my phone on mute. Okay, alright. So y'all ready?
Yeah.
What? Okay.
I'm
All right.
sweating in anticipation, or maybe that's just the humidity.
Waiting intensifies. Alright. Ready in 3, 2, 1. Welcome back to Otaku Midnight. Today we are going to be talking about Today we're going to be talking about the summer season of anime and what we've been watching. This is basically going to be us just shooting the shit about what we've been watching as far as like the summer season of shows and what we think is probably going to be the show of the season or maybe possibly show of the year. We don't know yet, but But so, without further ado, so who wants to go first as far as like what we've been watching as far as the summer season goes?
Hold on, I'm just editing my hummingbird here because I haven't done it in forever.
Alright, well, for me, God damn it!
The lolly police are after you again after watching Prisma Ilia!
I was about to say, yeah, the summer season's been pretty barren for me. It's been pretty barren for me in the past few months anyway. The only two shows I'm watching currently are School Live and Prisma Ilia 2Y Hertz. And
It's
yes,
two-way,
I have been
by the
enjoying
way.
the fan service of the latter.
Oh yeah.
It's pronounced 2Y. If you listen to the previews, Ilia's actress pronounces it.
That's because they don't know how to say German things. It should be Tuve.
Tuve, yeah.
Well, I'm going to pronounce it the way the Japanese pronounce it. So shut your fuck.
Shut up, Mr. Zale. Also, I think you turned your tablet around because you're sounding quiet again.
Yeah, I was about to say I had to punch your mic up a little bit again.
Motherfucker. There we go.
Oh, really? I just crank him up to maximum all the time.
Motherfucker. There we go. Okay, I'm good.
Cool.
Okay, pray continue.
Okay, anyway, but yeah, I've mostly just been watching Prisma Ilia and School Live. School Live because it's a feels train, and I just really love the juxtaposition. I just really adore the juxtaposition.
The juxtaposition.
The zombie apocalypse setting and the moe elements.
Mm-hmm.
It kind of reminds me of Madoka Magica in a way, which fits because the writer of School Live is also part of Nitro Plus.
Yeah, I was about to say, yeah, I guess we can talk about School Live first, since I know I've been a freak about that show lately.
So is Neon Taster.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah, and he doesn't even tweet about anime that much anymore, which saddens me.
Yeah, he actually took the time to specifically say School Live is fucking amazing.
Okay, all right, guys. If do you think we can go into spoiler territory? What do you guys think? Do you think we can?
Sure. I don't care.
Just put a School Live spoiler warning in the title of the video or something.
Yeah, or if you're watching this live, you might want to mute the screen for the next 10 minutes or so.
He didn't want to tell you to go away.
For the next 30 minutes.
Go away.
Just I don't know.
I'm sorry. With School Live, this is going to be a sit-down conversation.
Yeah, I mean we are going to still.
Oh, I hate those. They always end up with me getting grounded.
Basically, it's going. Well, I don't think we'll go that balls deep into it because what we're going to do is, I know that sounds wrong, but
how deep can I hit it? Balls deep.
Anyway, dude. We'll kind of rein it in a little bit because I really like to do a show on this when its run is over, and we'll talk about the manga divergences and all that stuff. So without going too crazy, so I guess my opinion of School Live is basically this. I really love the setting and all that stuff, and this is coming from someone who usually thinks that zombie shit is kind of just all the same and all that stuff, and because I've always kind of felt in my mind like you only need to see one zombie thing in your life, and that for me, that zombie thing for me is Night of the Living Dead and the chunk of what I saw of High School of the Dead and all that stuff. For me, when I heard about this show, I heard about this series about a year ago on NTR Radio, but I did not know the name of it at all. They kind of talked about it briefly. It's like, oh, there's this zombie slice of life manga out there, and they didn't really go into details about it. But then Keikaku Cat one night was like, dude, gotta see this show, man. It's called School Life. You're gonna love it. Come on, get in. Okay, so I watched this. Holy fuck, this is the most meanest show I've ever watched. I mean, at first it comes off as real cutesy, and then you start seeing all these weird things, that sad writing on the chalkboard and all that stuff. That you know what I'm talking about, right? The depressing writing on the wall, and I'm seeing that. I'm going damn, this is going to be something I'm going to be talking about for years. Holy shit! And then I didn't really. At first, I was thinking yeah, this show's going to be great. Yeah, I'm definitely buying the Blu-ray once it comes out here. So, but yeah, overall, I think I'm trying my best to kind of. I don't really want to go too in depth because I kind of want to save that for the Gakko Garashi show we're doing. but I really do love how it plays around with Yuki's delusions and all that stuff, and
Oh
how
my god, yes.
it makes me feel so bad for Yuki because they're basically exploiting her when you really think about it in the long run.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
I think
I understand the context, but it's like still that is fucking mean. You're basically using her. It's kind of mean.
it's a little bit morbid, a little bit sadistic.
I mean, I understand.
I guess, but what's the alternative, really?
Well, what do you think?
And the alternative is making the show boring.
Yeah.
Well, there's that. But I mean, like,
What else
I'm not. Yeah, they're using her to her advantage, but at the same time, she's probably happier in her delusions than she would be otherwise. So.
Whenever she briefly breaks out of her illusions, oh my goodness, my heart.
Oh
because,
yeah, she's
because
just like, she's just frozen. She's just frozen. Like
yeah, it's just
when me like basically saying like when it says like where the hell are we and all that stuff, and then when that music starts slowing down and getting all glitchy and messed up.
yeah.
Oh, that was my favorite part of the whole show right there.
I think my favorite episode so far is episode 6. That just blew my mind.
Poor Megune. Poor Megune.
The moment she said, Yuki, who is Megune? And it pans out and you see Megune's not there. And you're just like, oh.
Yeah, like
And-
it was
and
really
then-
impressive.
and then-
'cause go on, whatever.
And I think the thing that really got me the most was that you saw a brief shot of this weird grave marker like thing in the garden on top of the school, but then you realize, oh fuck.
You want to know something? I was rewatching episode 1 with a friend of mine because I was showing my friend Gakko Garashi. I was trying to get him into it and all that stuff, and he is into it actually.
Yeah, it worked.
Yeah, but
Successful.
yes, I have now passed the Gakko Garashi virus to someone else.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, but yeah, I was starting to, but when I did start to notice, like, all the things that were when I had, like, what I know what happens in later in the series, you do see that cross, like, in the first episode, like when it's all whimsical and kind of like all whimsical and wacky and all that stuff. You do see it, and I forget. I didn't like I didn't have a time code in mind, but you do see it along with some other things if you are paying attention.
This is going to be a.
Go on.
I think this is going to be a show with a lot of rewatch bonuses.
Oh hell yeah! That's the whole reason why I love Madoka, because Madoka does have a lot of rewatch bonuses when you really think.
Unless you go on Tumblr and then everyone spoils it for you, and you're like, oh well, I guess I already know everything that I missed.
So Zeke, what have you been thinking about as far as Gakko Garashi is concerned?
It's all right. It's like it's one of those things for me. It's like when you try to combine two different things that contrast so heavily. I feel like that's a dangerous position to be in, because then you're always going to upset at least somebody. You know what I mean? Like if you bring two things together, one of them is always going to be more prevalent over the other. And I enjoy the show, and I think it's absolutely fine. I think as a matter of personal preference, I think the thing that not annoys, but just gets me thinking, I guess, is that when I saw the first episode, I knew it was coming, by the way, but when I saw the first episode, I thought, this has to mean something, because you can't just, like, if they throw this twist in here and they make this the setting, it has to mean something. It can't just be a backdrop, and it can't just be
The overarching kind of thing.
it can't just be one of those things where it's like, okay, this is the setting, and then here we go from here. It's all going to be slice of life comedy from here on out. Just keep in mind that there's a reason why they're all alone.
Like
and
purely
it's not,
aesthetic.
Yeah, like a pure aesthetic sort of thing.
Yeah.
But that's not what it is. But it's not that's not what it is. But for me, I don't think it went far. I don't think it goes far enough in the other direction yet. From what I've heard, the manga does go more in the other direction later, which is. But what I'm basically saying is that the apocalypse setting gives context to all of the things that happen, but all the things that happen are not that atypical in other slice of life type shows.
Like, it almost makes you kind of think, in a sense, like, why does it always focus on these characters? Why don't you see other people and all that stuff? It's kind of almost like a deconstruction of those kind of elements in that sense.
No, I think what I wanted was something that starts out exactly the way everyone was fooled into thinking it was going to, and then I wanted it to become more of a classic zombie story. And it doesn't do that, and there's reasons why it doesn't do that, and I respect that, and it gives it sort of a unique edge.
Yeah, rather than just being like Walking Dead clone 9006.
But even with that, I feel like it could be something special if it tried to be. Like I think my small problem with it is that I just don't think it's ambitious enough for what it is.
It's a gripe.
Yeah. Yeah. So do you think like it's not as ambitious when compared to like stuff like Madoka, how it deconstructed like the magical girl genre?
Oh yeah, Madoka was hella ambitious. Like that's.
So you think it's a bit more relaxed than?
Yeah. It is very relaxed. It's like.
Yeah.
Here's this cool premise, and then we just sort of meander a bit, and then every now and again something awesome happens, and you're like, oh, I'm so glad we're in this premise. But then it just, and none of it's bad. None of it is bad. Especially, what I'm saying is that people act like this is some big revolutionary thing. I'm like, and what I'm saying is, if you didn't like slice of life before, this additional context is not going to help you like it anymore.
Yeah, that's basically my point.
Yeah.
And that was the whole reason why I got into it, because, I kept hearing about this zombie slice of life thing, and it runs in Manga Time Kirara. And you want to know something? I actually had a joke until I figured out that Manga Time Kirara actually has, like, 2 magazines. Because I thought it was going to be like, because I had a joke basically saying that Kirara is now Nick's magazine of Japan, because, for those not to know, Mix Magazine was kind of like, Tokyo Pop before it became a big thing. Right. Like, you basically had Sailor Moon, and then Parasite, and then, like, a bunch of other manga and all that stuff. And I kind of thought to myself, it's like, I just imagine, like, some Japanese guy just, like, reading, oh, man, this is Order a Rabbit. Man, it's so cute. Oh, my God, yeah, Rize. And then Gakugarashi. What the fuck?
Yeah, it is very different for that magazine.
Yeah.
And then I did learn that there is like 2 magazines, so the joke doesn't really work.
What's in the other magazine, or what's in the same magazine as Gakugarashi?
All I just know it's a different magazine. I just don't know what runs in there. I didn't really.
I mean, depending on what's in that one, it could still apply.
That magazine actually runs Kazumi Magica.
Yeah, it does run that. I remember.
Is that the one everyone hates?
Yes.
No, that's Oriko. No, that's Oriko. At least that's the one I remember.
Oh right. I
yeah,
remember
that's
reading
right.
Kazumi Magica. I didn't like it, but I didn't know what everyone else felt.
Yeah, people preferred Kazumi Magica over Oriko Magica, but I don't think anybody quite thought it lived up to the whole Madoka name.
Yeah, that I can agree with. But when it comes down to it, but yeah, overall, Gakugarashi, I really do feel that this show can really go somewhere if it does start. If it starts like hitting like a lot more notes like Madoka did, but like I said, I don't feel I mean, I don't want to say like, oh, it's going to be Madoka good or anything like that, because no, I don't think anything can top Madoka in my opinion. But but Gakko Garashi could come
I
close.
mean, that's a limited worldview. I think.
I know that's kind of like, oh, I'm just being a biased fuckhead, but that's
Well,
just
no,
me.
it's what we were talking about on the Baka Gaijin show with people referring to golden ages and peaks as if they've happened.
Yeah, I'm not saying like, oh, we've peaked or anything like that. No, I'm not saying that shit at all.
Mhm.
Yeah.
But yeah, Gakko Garashi, really good if you're into zombie stuff or slice of life. Give this one a shot. I think you might like it. Okay.
Yeah, I think again, just to close it out. I think my gripe with it is that I expected it to be zombie stuff with a slice of life context, but it turns out it's actually slice of life with the zombie context. Is I guess what I'm getting at.
Yeah. There was something I kind of wanted to talk. I'm going to get off topic for just 1 second when it talks about zombie stuff. I got to ask this. Why do you feel that that zombie stuff has like a libertarian kind of political view? Because I feel like there's no politics in survival. You're basically just trying to survive. Put your biases aside or die. That's
Yeah.
what
And that's basically it. I mean, there can't be any government interference if there's no government, and that sounds anachronistic on paper, but that doesn't mean people can't form communities and can't form partnerships and alliances and things like that. And that's kind of the libertarian dream in a way, is to not have this overbearing authority and to not have these sort of these societal restrictions, at least not on the same scale we have them now.
Uh-huh.
I think there's something about small group dynamics and that kind of like hardship and prosperity that appeals to libertarians a lot, I feel.
Ah. Okay.
And that's the problem I have with High School of the Dead, is that it's very conservative. Everything feels contained. The government is super effective at combating zombies.
Yeah.
Everyone just sits around in buildings waiting for people to help them. Like
Basically, just waiting for all hell to blow over, basically.
yeah, that's one of the reasons I didn't like High School of the Dead, is it's very conservative in that
Yeah,
manner.
I liked High School of the Dead enough, but I did think that it could have. I felt it kind of petered out in that area.
Yeah.
What it needed was more Sarah Palin jokes, honestly.
Oh, Stephen Foster.
Oh, that's our Foster. Anyway, another show I've been watching is this isn't really a show that you necessarily can spoil, but have any of you guys been watching Umaru-chan?
No.
I saw 2 episodes, couldn't really get past it.
And then
Oh.
named yourself after it.
Well, I like the character. I think I'm just burned out on the whole straightforward slice of life and otaku-based slice of life genres.
Yeah, I can get that. I've been like kind of like taking a break from certain slice of life stuff, but this right here I think has like enough things to kind of keep it going. That's one of the reasons why I haven't really got back on Kitamari Sketch, because I feel like I need to kind of take a break from it for a little bit. But
I can probably watch slice of life stuff week to week, but I can't marathon it anymore.
yeah,
I think
I learned that after I marathon Achikochi, which I like Achikochi, but God, did that feel so slow after a while.
yeah, it did. Yeah, that's the one thing I did learn. It's one of those things you gotta watch in small bursts. It's like, okay, I can watch 2 episodes. Okay, let's move on with the day.
Yeah, which is usually like go ahead.
Yeah, same thing here. I can watch Umaru-chan like 2 episodes at a time, but then I gotta take a couple days break, maybe even a week break, and then get back to it later. Like, it's going to take me a long time to finish Umaru-chan, and I have every intention of doing so. It's just, it's gonna take a while. I think the last slice of life I was able to marathon was Kiniro Mosaic.
Ah, yes, Kinera Mosaic. We know
I'm
one
trying
fan
to think.
that's definitely into it. Is it the Kinera Mosaic?
No, I'm trying to think. I said Ochikochi. I'm trying to think of other things, other slice of life I've marathoned.
Well,
There's so many shows. There's so many shows I probably wouldn't be able to watch marathoning.
yeah, for me, way back in the day, I was able to marathon Lucky Star. Today, not so much.
Yeah, I did that too.
Yeah, that's the thing. Yeah, that's the one thing I have learned from watching so much Hitamari sketch when I had to do a Hitamari sketch podcast, and I basically had the marathon all in one go. And yeah, there were some parts where I almost wanted to be like, let this thing end already.
Yeah,
I mean, here's the thing. I love Hitamari sketch. Don't get me wrong, guys. Don't get me wrong. I like it, but it's just like, but it's just like, oh man, come on. That's what I have learned my lesson with some of that.
I think usually like I can marathon some slice of life if there's other elements to them, like the stuff I've rated really highly, like Hyoko or Shukan Friends. That stuff has different elements to it. I can probably marathon.
Yeah, that's where it would get me to probably like marathon a little bit more if it has something really something to it rather than just like I don't know, like Yuno and Miyako like being.
I gotta watch fucking Hyoko. That show is so good.
I still need to.
Oh my god, I need to get back to that. I finished the first arc, loved it, but never watched more of it because I was going through some depression at the time.
Understandable, man.
Yeah.
But yeah, Umanu-chan I think is really good. It's definitely a good week-to-week show, and I think I might buy it on Blu-ray. I might. It's still on the maybe pile. Okay.
I marathon GJ Boo, which was okay.
GJ Boo.
Oh, Good Job Boo, or Good Job Club.
I always want to say JG, but it's GJ.
GG.
Something Boo.
Gamergate Boo.
GG. Yeah, and of course, and of course, me and Cube have to talk about how we are both currently watching Lolicon fan service, the anime.
Well, you showed me that one scene. Well, you showed me that one Yuri fan service scene. You showed me that. I haven't really been watching that. This is going to be more you. This is going to be more you watching. This is going to be more you because I still need to get on.
I don't even know what you guys are fucking talking about.
Yeah. Well, for me, well, I've been a very close follower of Prisma Ilia since season 1.
Oh, that's what you're talking about.
And I thought season 1 was fantastic.
It
but
was.
Two-Eye seems to be a bit more towards the slice of life end of the spectrum, at the very least.
Well, here's the reason why. Let me tell you why. It's because the first season adapted 2 volumes, and then Two-Way as a manga is 5 volumes, so they did 2.5 and then 2.5 for now. And that's because of that, the pacing slowed down a lot for more slice of life stuff.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, that makes sense.
That makes sense.
Yeah, once you get into 3-Ray, like it turns into like legit Fate.
Oh, so it's like a legit Fate route at that point. So it's like it pretty much requires you to have like knowledge of what the hell is going on.
Yeah, you need to have some understanding of Fate Stay Night and how that universe works.
Yeah, luckily, I do.
Yeah.
I still need to watch Unlimited Blade Works. I only watched like 4 episodes of it. I never really got back on it.
Everyone, the dub is on Netflix now.
Plug.
Not sponsored by Aniplex.
I think we can all agree. Fuck Aniplex home video prices.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm neutral. I'm neutral on them.
I made videos about that. Y'all should go watch them.
Yeah.
Some of my opinions have changed since then, but I mean, I like they're good videos.
Yeah, I mean, here's the thing. You make good points, but this isn't an Aniplex video. We'll save that for another time. But
yeah, I made good points unless you're talking about the one I did made with the gun, because apparently that was a bad point.
Yeah, that was a very bad point. Yeah, that was stupid. Yeah.
I still don't get why, but I'll take people's word for it.
But anyway, back to Prisma Ilia, like you've been talking about, Kev?
Yeah, Prisma Ilia, I've been with this since season 1. Season 1 was very much more heavily geared towards the action end of the spectrum, and I think it had some fantastic action and drama sequences.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I felt that they had enough action and drama during the first seasons where they were able to build up the characters and get us to really understand who they are, where they came from, that sort of thing. So when it started going towards more slice of life for 2Y, I don't really feel like there's this guy I follow, Lude Emoto,
Yeah.
and he's under the impression that 2Y is, for whatever reason, worse because it's geared more towards the slice of life end of the spectrum and therefore it's boring or whatever, but I disagree strongly because the characters throughout the more action-oriented parts got plenty of character development, and we got to really understand who they are in the worst circumstances. So it's actually very nice, very relaxing to see them in more favorable circumstances, and I'm really able to get into the show in that way.
I think people's problem is that it hasn't really felt like a magical girl show since season 1. Is some people's problem.
Like,
I mean, go on.
Like, the most for 2Y Hertz, we only just got the first transformation sequence of the season, and we're on like episode 4.
5.
5. Oh God.
Yeah. Yeah, like I think it's not necessary. My problem isn't the slice of life stuff. That's all important for building character and getting us to give a crap when they get the shit kicked out of them later. And that's all important. I think it's just the sheer quantity of it.
But Zeke, that's emotional manipulation.
Anyway, as I was saying, I think it's just the sheer quantity of it.
Are we just going to take time out of every single podcast the three of us do to just kind of bash Anime News Network and their shitty reviews?
Well,
as long as I'm on a podcast, it's going to happen. So.
Well, I try my best to kind of keep that down a little bit, but it's just like, well, I do plan on doing an episode on this topic soon, so stay tuned for that one. But
it's gonna be fun.
Yeah, that will be fun. But let's go. Let's continue.
Yeah, I think I think it could be paced out better. It's like we're halfway through this 3rd season or this 2.5 season, depending on how you look at it, and it's all been slice of life so far. And I think that's just a bit much for a 10-episode season.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. I mean, one thing I'm glad though is that it seems to just be coming every year now, which I like. It gives me something to look forward to every summer.
With Prisma Ilia?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like it doesn't weird thing is people are like, how does it keep going? It doesn't even sell that well. I'm like, well, because it's Fate, and there's a shit ton of merchandise behind it.
Oh yeah.
Like there's actually a piece of official art with Ilya and Kuro with these semi-transparent hearts, and they're completely naked. They're completely naked,
Mm-hmm.
and they got these semi-transparent hearts over them that just barely cover everything, and they're actually making I think a 1/4 scale model of it.
Oh God!
It's either a 1/4 or 1/8 scale model anyway, but they're still making it.
This is a show that can get away with selling an average of 3.6K. It's a show that can get away with that because there's so much merchandising behind it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. To be fair, Prisma Ilia is more or less an adult toy commercial.
Yeah.
But it's a good adult toy commercial.
Oh gosh. Those scenes, though. You know what I'm talking about.
Hey, Kuro's hot. I'm not going to deny that. Okay.
I mean, it's just the life of an animator is tough. You gotta squeeze enjoyment where you can.
Basically.
and from my understanding, the makeout scenes in the original manga were actually very heavily censored and actually didn't last that long. They were just like quick pecks on the cheek. In the anime, they are full-blown tongue with tongue, sloppy, tonguey makeout sessions.
This is good. This is good radio.
Can that be the title of the episode? Sloppy.
I can hear the sirens already.
Oh God. I ought to just take the audio when those sirens come through and just use that as a drop. Lolicon.
Where do you think we are, Australia?
Oh.
Another one of my rules is I have to mock Australia at least once a podcast.
And for ours, it's like every time during the... And like for Bakugaijin, every time during break we do a new, like, for the first episode it was Welcome to the Sandwich Podcast. For the second episode it was Welcome to the Poop Podcast. Yeah. What are we gonna do for episode 3? I wonder.
I don't know. We'll figure it as we go.
Yeah.
Running jokes.
Yeah, right.
And it was totally unintentional.
Yeah, I'm just upset nobody actually got my Lilo and Stitch reference, and that bothered me.
Okay.
What Lilo and Stitch reference?
I call myself Experiment 625.
I got that one.
Yeah, I know. I thought it was Cube that didn't get it.
Yeah, I know what Lilo and Stitch is. I know what that is.
Duh, Ruben.
I know what 625. I just don't know what. I remember his name was like Experiment 626. But anyway, so moving on to Charlotte. So what have you guys been thinking about Charlotte?
I've been thinking that I really need to watch it because it's a Jun Maeda work.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, I think it's a really, really good show. I think it's really good, really, really gripping, and oh man. Yeah, I mean, one thing I do gotta say though, this show hasn't really made me cry as much when compared to other Jun Maeda's works, because I know I cried at Air, I cried at Canon, I cried at Angel Beat. Clannad I didn't really get that much into, so
bastard.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry. But anyway, what was I gonna say? Yeah.
I don't think it necessarily needs to, though. I mean, it's kind of a weird standard. It's a weird standard to have. It's like saying all the Shyamalan movies got to have twists in them.
No. I'm not saying like, oh, it's not great or anything. It's just like, I don't know. It hasn't had the same emotional impact when compared to other Jun Maeda works that I've watched.
It might be the week-to-week thing. I think emotional attachment helps when you're marathoning, actually.
Yeah, and the thing is, I've watched Canon when that was airing week to week back in 2006, and I remember crying like at the end of Makoto's arc. Holy shit! Those were tears right there. But anyway, yeah. So far, I've really been enjoying Charlotte, and I really can't wait for more. So, Zeke.
No, it's just yeah, I'm really enjoying it. It's just it's one of those things where I thought it's going to be something different than it actually was, but I don't mind what it is. So
yeah, same here.
Yeah, I guess I was thinking it was going to be more chuny than it was, but
yeah, I can understand that. Like, it wasn't going to be like, oh man, all about ESP and all that stuff.
Yeah, that was not necessarily a full-on battle series. I wasn't expecting that, but I was expecting something a little more involved, I guess. And this is really more of a emotional character piece than anything else.
Yeah. So far, yeah, but like I said, that's basically been all the shows I've been watching. So I basically have really nothing else to really talk about for this season. At least that's from my end. So Zeke, what have you been watching as far as, like, if anything that's worth discussing?
Well, I dropped some things. Let me pull it up here. I dropped Jutsu wa Watashi wa, which was funny but not funny enough to really keep my interest after a while.
It had good face though.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I love Asahi's facial expressions. I think that's what kept me watching for a while actually, because he's got a really good design.
Then you got Wakigozake, which is just wall-to-wall face.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean that it's fine. It just feels rather dated, and at some point it became not as funny as it once was, and I just lost interest. I dropped Gate because it was just boring me. I don't know what it is. I think for something so simple, I think its focus was too wide, I guess. I just think they throw you into a setting and they never give you a reason to care.
Yeah.
I think that was my problem.
For me, I actually dropped a lot this season. The one show that I wouldn't say I necessarily dropped it. I plan on finishing it. Is Shimonetta.
I need to really pick that
I didn't
one
even
up.
start it.
I need to pick that one up.
I didn't even start it because I saw the premise and I'm like, dude, you're preaching to the choir here. I think I got the message.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. I agree with the message, which is why I want to watch more of it. But
weird how we had the opposite reaction. That's our
with
volatilism again.
And then there are two different shows that I'm not sure whether or not I should watch because I've heard so many conflicting reports from it. Like some people say that they're amazing, others say that they're two shows that I'm talking about are Prison School and Gangsta.
Prison School is fucking amazing, and Gangster put me to sleep.
Yeah, like I've heard plenty of people say that Gangsta is fantastic and Prison School is terrible, but then I've heard other people say that Prison School is fantastic and Gangsta is terrible.
Well, here's the thing: here's my rule. Here's my advice for everyone. Number one, fuck everyone else. Listen to my opinion. My opinion's the only one that matters. Rule number two: don't listen to me. Form your own opinion. As long as you do one of those two things, you can do. And yeah, I fucking adore Prison School. It's so well directed. I think it's surprisingly relevant, which usually doesn't matter to me. But
relevant in terms of what? No, I mean.
Do you remember the conversations Anubis has had about the sort of the dating scene in Japan and how genders are conditioned to interact with each other?
Yeah.
I feel like Prison School is such like an expressionist and extremist version of that I feel like it's surprisingly relevant, even if it's like kind of like an undercurrent of relevancy, I guess.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. And it's like extremely well directed. Like if you like prison dramas, I think it's good. If it's like it's just the extremes and the boundaries that you can press while being just very well presented, I think.
It utilizes a lot of what it's able to get away with a lot because it's animation.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of like the Family Guy thing where it's like you could never do it in live action.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
You can't run over a dog in live action.
Which is weird because I think they announced like a live action version of Prison School, didn't they? I think they did. Might have been something else with prison in the name. I'm not sure. But yeah, I think it's an extremely compelling series, and I really want to see the final dub of it because with this level of directorial work, I really want to watch it in my own language so I can really focus on that.
Yeah, that sounds like
another thing that's kind of gotten me a little on edge about Prison School is because I have seen like 90% of the screenshots that I see from Prison School have this very sleazy, very almost, I don't know, the fan service that I'm seeing just looks so sleazy.
That's the point. It's not meant to titillate, it's meant to disturb you.
Yeah.
Well, they're doing a fan-fucking-tastic job!
Yeah, like this is, like, I've said it before, it's like, this is like, Prison School is like kind of almost German expressionist, and it reminds me of like a book like The Chocolate War or something, where it's not. It's enjoyable if you have the right mindset, but it's also like it's making a point. It's supposed to disturb you. It's supposed to gross you out at certain parts.
Okay, now that makes sense because I'm.
So it's supposed to be repulsive, basically.
Yeah, it's like that kind of art. It's like Chocolate War. It's like Over the Cuckoo's Nest or something like that.
Okay.
Yeah, that's the thing. I'm used to so many shows using those sorts of angles as like titillation, and like they genuinely expect you to think that this is sexy, and I'm like, no, it's not. It's disgusting.
That's part of the subversion, though, is that they're like, oh, is this what you wanted? So here you go. Here it is, and we're gonna make it all grotesque for you.
That makes sense.
Yeah. It's really well done, and after a while you almost start tuning it out because it's just part of the show, and you're like, well, this is gonna happen, and you almost get, much like prison life, you almost get used to it.
I actually, while you guys were talking, I actually came up with a parody title for Prison School.
What's that?
Boob is the new backside.
Oh, God. That's the jokes, folks. Anyway, okay,
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I also dropped Overlord because it was boring me. It has some interesting concepts, but it's just too fucking slow. And at some point, after like episode 7, I'm like, this is a 13-episode series. It's not going to go anywhere important.
Yeah, and another show that I also dropped, I'm not sure if it was this season or last season, Okusama, which was, it's like the first episode, you start off the first episode with nipple sucking. You better go, you better follow up on this week to week, and it didn't.
Better go balls deep, son.
Womp.
It's like, it's kind of like, how do I explain it? It's like you start off with fisting, and then you go to the teasing, and everything after that just
with foreplay.
Yeah. Oh, God.
It's like you go from fisting to foreplay instead of foreplay to fisting. It's backwards, and I kind of lost interest after like episode 3 because it kept getting tamer and tamer.
It's like
The envelope further and further, like it should.
It's fucking regular show syndrome.
Oh, God.
Oh.
Yeah. Let's not go there.
It's turning into a regular show.
I'd be amazed if that was like the long-running joke the whole time.
And then suddenly, we're back to trying to sneak in all these dirty jokes and cuss words again.
Man,
Although they get cuss words from time to time, like.
Man, how the H are we gonna fix this S?
Oh yeah, that if you actually have like the regular show Blu-ray, that is edited out to say like, how are we gonna fix this stuff?
Oh man,
Seriously?
censored Blu-rays, Cartoon Network. What are you doing?
What are you doing, man? Yeah.
Oh.
I feel so ripped off by that. I got so pissed. Yeah.
No, they just want
I'm
you to go.
I'm sorry.
Just build, destroy, build again, or whatever the fuck it was called.
Destroy, build, destroy.
Dude,
But-
what would happen?
Dude, what would happen if we censored our Blu-rays?
Yeah, I think everything that I think everything Cartoon Network has been doing in the past like 8 years has just been, dude, what the fuck are you doing now? Because it's like you got all these great shows and you can them for completely arbitrary reasons, and of course the whole CN real shit.
Well, that's a topic for a different time.
Or if I can adopt a wrestling term, CN heel.
Oh, seeing heel, yeah.
That's what I call it.
Ha! I get it.
Yeah, I get the joke. I get joke.
I also dropped Monster Musume because again it was just kind of boring me.
You know, I don't know if I really want to watch that, to be honest. It has all the things that should make me just run to the screen to watch this, but for some reason I'm just like, eh.
I think it's because
It's
it's mildly funny, but they expect you to actually be into it, and I'm not into it, so there's something missing for me there.
And the thing is, I'm into Monster Girls and all that stuff, but it's like, but every day, Monster Musume, I'm just like, why am I not pumped?
I think the main reason I'm not pumped for it is because the TV broadcast version has
Censoring the light thing.
actually I haven't really
It's got some of that, but not much.
but when I saw the previews for the Blu-ray, I'm like, oh look, Poppy has tits now.
Well, duh.
Yeah, I do. Yeah, I do like to say, if from the screen caps, Poppy is really cute. I gotta say.
Yeah. Again, like it's mildly funny. It's just they expect you to be into it, and I'm not.
Yeah.
So I felt like I was watching the show at 50%, and I'm just like,
I'm gonna check out Monster Musume when it hits DVD and Blu-ray, because I think that's going to be the best way to enjoy it.
Yeah.
Other than that, I'm watching.
Because I think the censorship just defangs a lot of the show in this case.
Yeah. Yeah. It's kind of like DXD. You wait for the Blu-ray.
Or as we said at the last Bakugaijin show, who the hell's watching Televeru on television?
Yeah, that's what I was going to say too.
The one thing I hate most about the Televeru anime is that the only thing they censor, even in the Blu-ray version, is Mikan. And I'm like, hello, Mikan's my favorite character. What the fuck are you doing? You're cutting me out of the audience.
Yeah, that is weird. That is weird. That's straight up Australian, is what it is. I was gonna final saying that's straight up special ed.
That's ableist.
No, that was an amazing joke from our last episode.
We were looking up Crymore for different fan sub reviews, and he came across one that said this translation is just straight up special ed.
Wow. Wow.
At that point, I was still put off by him calling Kyokai no Rene Budget Inuyasha, and then I read that. I'm just like, okay, you guys are cool.
I honestly think Kyokai no Rene is Rumiko Takahashi's weakest series by far.
I'm enjoying it. What do you have to say to me?
I actually do think it is worse than Inuyasha, and I hate Inuyasha.
That's weird, because I didn't like Inuyasha either, but I'm liking this.
Well, my thing is, I've had my run with Inuyasha. It's one of those things. It's like, I had my time with it. I don't really need to.
I had my time with it, specifically 5 a.m. on weekdays.
well, for me, it was back in middle and high school for me, but.
Oh, okay. Then 2:30 a.m.
Yeah.
Yeah, my sister was really into Inuyasha for quite a long time, but for me, I always preferred Ranma 1/2.
For me, yeah, it's like, I've always been much more of if I guess I had to really bring it down, Yours to Yatsura is actually really good, too.
Break it down.
Oh my god, I love Lum.
Who doesn't love Lum? Lum is the greatest.
Darling! The original Darling.
Darling classic.
Okay.
OG Darling.
Yeah, watching ton of other things that I doubt anyone here is watching.
We're not watching World Trigger. We know that.
Yeah, I know, because I'm the only person in the world watching World Trigger.
Board Trigger.
You know what World Trigger's problem is? It's too adult for kids, and it's too kiddie for adults. And before you say teenagers, no, it doesn't really appeal to them either. Like, yeah, it's really weird.
That's kind of my issue with... Oh my god, I am going to get so much hate for this. It's kind of my issue with Detective Conan. Because...
Oh, I just can't get past the noses.
I'm fine...
You and your fucking noses.
I'm sorry, that guy doesn't know how to draw noses.
I'm perfectly fine with the art style, and I'm perfectly fine with the whole noses thing, but my main issue with Detective Conan is that aside from it doing a lot of the whole we're a kids show but we're also a murder mystery thing, whenever it does murder mysteries, in my opinion, the epitome of anime and manga murder mystery is Kindaichi Case Files. I'm using the original Tokyo Pop translated name here. It's gotten like 3 different translated titles: Kindaichi Case Files, The Case Files of Young Kindaichi, Young Kindaichi Files. I'm just going to say Kindaichi Case Files. Kindaichi Case Files takes its time and actually lets it basically just encourages the watcher or reader to actually figure out the mystery before Kindaichi does, and it actually shows you all of the different clues that you need in order to figure out the mystery. Not only that, but every mystery actually takes place over an entire volume in the case of Kindaichi, but with Case Closed, it's only either 1, 2, or 3 chapters long, and most of the reveals happen with Conan himself basically explaining everything to the audience. We don't really see everything that Conan sees, so the mystery is just an info dump at the end.
I think it can go either way, though, because if it's one of those shows that expects you to solve it yourself before they solve it, that can be equally frustrating because then everything becomes anticlimactic and you're just waiting for them to get to the point already.
Yeah, that sounds a little bullshit right there.
A little bit,
I think mysteries are hard.
I like how Kindaichi did it more than I like how Conan does it.
Yeah. Yeah. Also watching Ushio and Toro, which I'm really liking.
Yeah, I've been meaning to kind of check that one out too.
I need to get back to that one too. I hope that one gets on. I hope that one gets a Toonami broadcast. Honestly,
it should. It's 90s as fuck. Everyone will love it. Like it's one of those modern interpretations. It's like 90s with a fresh coat of paint. And I still like them. I like 90s classics, so if you put new paint on it, it just looks better. So
we need a Rurouni Kenshin remake.
Yes. Yes.
Not from the same
movie, please.
And not from the same bastard that did the new Kyoto arc.
Yes, I agree. Because I always been told, I don't think I remember getting to the Kyoto arc, if I remember correctly. I just remember hearing like how bad the Kyoto arc was.
The Kyoto arc in the manga is actually really good. It's just that all the adaptations really water it down for some reason.
That's
watching Renpo Kitan, which is a mystery show, weirdly enough. I don't think you'd like it though, because it does kind of that case closed thing, where they don't let you solve it. They just kind of like they show you a bunch of things, and then they're like, actually, this is what it all means. I like it a lot for the atmosphere though.
Yeah.
It's relaxed but also engaging at the same time. Jokamachi no Dandelion is funny enough. It's a 4-koma adaptation.
Yeah.
Oroka no Yusha is very ambitious, given it's like the studio's second project.
What's the studio?
Passion or Passion or Passion. I don't know how you're supposed to say it. I usually say Passion.
Passion.
The fucking guys who did Rail Wars.
Oh, them.
I love that because they made so many amateur mistakes in Rail Wars, like having characters talk when the other person's talking.
This is a show about trains.
Yeah.
It is. Yeah. Well, I mean, trains are involved sometimes. But they made such amateur mistakes, like having one character's mouth be moving when another character is talking.
I'll be right back real quick.
Okay, so it was like, I'm like, really? You're making that mistake? That's like original Ninja Turtles animation error.
Yeah, that's G1 Transformers animated by ACOM mistake.
Yeah. But anyway,
And
Roku no Yusha is a lot.
And ACOM is like the C grade team for
Yeah.
for G1 Transformers.
Yeah. Roku no Yusha is better animation. Not always perfect, but better. They're actually, I think they rely a little heavily on CGI, but they do good fight scenes, I think. There's a lot of energy to them.
Yeah.
Roku no Yusha is very intriguing because it combines a fantasy adventure with a mystery. Because you have this group of, there's supposed to be 6 warriors to defeat this demon lord, but 7 show up. So one of them is clearly a fake or a mole. So it's like,
you were right, planned.
Yeah. So and nobody knows who it is. So and it's really like there's hints all about as to who it could be. So it's always keeping you on your toes about it. So it's actually those two concepts go together really well. I don't. The only thing I worry about is that it's another one-core adaptation of a long-running series, so it probably won't get any more significant by the time it's done. But I'm having fun watching it.
Yeah.
So it's one of those things like there's like kind of like testing the waters, that kind of thing, see if it'll sell well, that kind of thing.
I guess, but I like it enough because it has a good atmosphere. Like it's got like a weird world too because it's not like a traditional fantasy. It's like almost like Maya Incan sort of inspired. Like it's got sort of like South American ruins and whatnot.
Ooh.
Yeah, so it's got like it's got like a unique aesthetic to it. Still watching that.
Oh, don't you mean?
Yeah, just as good as it's always been. I love Durarara more by the
Durarara, aka Meow. Meow. I'm watching Meow.
Well, what even? Yeah, so we've been thinking about that because I haven't really been watching any of the later. I didn't really get all the way through Durarara, so there's that.
Yeah, it's really good. I love Naruta's writing style, his extreme characterizations, his crisscrossing chronologies. Like the way he writes characters is if he writes them as if they're all the protagonists. Like he puts that much like focus into it.
That's actually a really good approach.
Yeah, like he writes every character like they could be a protagonist in their own right. So when it switches to their perspective for a bit, it feels natural, and there's all these events interlapping with each other, things happening at the same time. Like you'll notice somebody like run down the street, and you're like, "Oh, I wonder where they're going," and then like an episode later, you'll see what they were doing at that time. Like, God, so much planning must go into Naruta's writing because.
Yeah.
God, like, as a writer, I'm just sitting here scratching my head like, oh, I need a fucking flow chart. I would need a fucking flow chart to come up with something like that.
For this guy A is walking down the street. We gotta know what's going on with guy B for like right now. And then
it all like links together somehow in some conspiracy. Really amazing. Watching Akagami no Shirayuki Hime, which is a shoujo, which is weird for me to be watching.
Yeah. Yeah, talk about that for a second.
The title is Snow White with the red hair, so it's basically like kind of a fairy tale, or at least but it has like almost nothing to do with that fairy tale in particular. It's like a thematic connection more than anything else. It's
kind of like how it was a very loose thematic connection with Pretier.
I guess.
Oh,
I don't know what you're talking about, but I'll take your word for it. It's kind of like, it's not slice of life, but it's like low fantasy sort of, we have goals in our life that we're meeting sort of thing, and then every now and again a sword fight happens. Like I like the characters, I like the relaxed atmosphere. It's one of the few Bone shows that's impressed me lately because it's so consistently on model. and it has like a faded out, almost like a picture book feel to it. Yeah, like I've always waited for a shoujo to really hold my interest, and this is holding my interest so far.
Now, when you say shoujo and sword fight, do you mean Rayer sword fight or Utena sword fight?
I don't know either of those shows.
Fuck you then.
I just mean there is conflict every now and again.
We were talking about Ikuhara for like 30 minutes in the first episode of Bakugaijin Show, and you don't know what Utena is.
I know what it is. I've just never seen it.
Yeah, that's the same in my case too. I watched like 2 episodes of it, so that's basically about it.
I'm alone.
Yeah. Yeah. So, weird of me to find a shoujo that not hooks, but like holds my interest. So, but I have now, so I'm enjoying that.
It's good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know why, but I just don't like how shoujo lately has been going the Kimi ni Todoke route so much.
Explain.
Kimi ni Todoke was this very, 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 very on and on popular shoujo manga, a very popular romance shoujo manga, and every other shoujo manga since has been aping it to death. I think the only shoujo romance I've seen that has broken the Kimi ni Todoke trend is My Love Story.
Right.
I've still been meaning to check out My Love Story and all that stuff.
Yeah, it's one of those shows where it's like I like the idea, but it's not something I'd ever really sit down and watch.
Yeah.
But it's cool that it exists.
I really connect with the main character on that one. Not so much in that I'm a burly big.
I've seen your lips. They're okay. They're decent sized.
Shut up.
Fucking Zeke. That's our Zeke.
Yeah, I love that idea though. It's like you take someone who looks like an extra or like a background character. It's like, what's that guy's story?
Yeah, and you make him the main romantic lead.
Yeah, I love when they do that.
Yeah, the pretty boy is basically almost like the third wheel, from what I can gather.
He's not necessarily he's less of a third wheel and more like the main character's wingman, actually.
Oh, okay.
That's cool.
Okay.
Yeah, he basically acts as wingman, and it is so good. I really like that dynamic.
I almost thought you said Rayman for a second. I'm like, that's an interesting show.
Oh God.
Love,
Jasmine, what are you doing here?
love that armless, legless aesthetic.
That's the best aesthetic, really. You just walk around collecting lums and whatnot. When are we gonna get another Rayman game?
Rayman 2 was so good.
Yeah. I remember
game.
I remember my elementary school guidance counselor would let me play Rayman 2 on the computer in his office.
Envious.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think the closest thing I had to that was in my school where we had this sort of a playroom or whatever, and they had a Sega Pico with they had that like friggin' Sega Pico thing with like Tails Music Maker or something.
Yeah.
Oh,
it was really lame.
You know what pisses me off? The fucking kids' play area at Giant Eagle here has a PS4 now, and I still don't. And it annoys me to no end. I'm just like, every time I go to Giant Eagle now, I'm just like, don't look in that direction.
I actually did have a doctor's office back in like Florida when I was a kid, and it was divided into 2 rooms, and each room had an sort of an arcade Nintendo 64 machine with Pokemon Stadium.
Oh, I remember those.
I remember like on long car trips, we used to have like a TV with the N64 set up in like the middle of the van, and we'd like play Pokemon Stadium and shit like as we were on a long car trip, and those are good memories.
Yeah.
Anything
Anyway.
else to talk about before we move on to?
The only other thing I'm watching is Shokugeki no Soma, which is endlessly entertaining.
Yeah, there's not really much else that I have to talk about.
Oh, and Dragon Ball Super, but that could be its own fucking topic.
I dropped super cold.
What is wrong
really?
with you?
Let's
You're
hear
missing You're missing a cultural phenomenon, says Kotaku.
I'm sorry. Dragon Ball Super's kind of crap.
Oh my
That's
god. Oh, you're fired. No, I would. No, there are very few views I would ever fire you for. That is not one of them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, that's about what I'm watching. Unless you want to hear me talk about Yu-Gi-Oh for another 15 minutes.
How about no?
Yeah. Yeah. This is probably gone a little long enough anyway.
We're at like 2 hours.
Yeah.
You're at like 2 hours testing my patience.
Okay. All right. Okay. Well, that's all we've been watching. So yeah, that's all we're gonna say for now. And stay tuned for the third segment. And that's it.
Bum bum bum.
I really need to get back to watching Redline. I have the DVD. I saw like the first half, and I stopped because I was too tired to continue. To be fair, I was watching in the middle of the night.
Don't let Anubis hear you.
Shut up. Don't let Ram hear me. Don't let Ram fucking hear me.
Ram? Who's Ram? Like this,
Ram.
this
Ram is. Gargan Ram
the
is.
sister of Rom.
Ha.
Go on.
Is that a Neptunia reference?
Yeah. You have
Like-
no idea how many fucking Neptunians I have to deal with every fucking day. It's my workload has lightened since I got permabanned from the NISA forums, but since I still talk to those people all the time, so
Is that a Nep reference?
yeah, shut up. I don't get it.
Anyway.
I don't get it.
I don't get it.
Like, we all agree that those games are shit, and we keep buying them. Why do we keep buying them?
I have
I
never played
remember-
any of them.
I remember my friend Taxo, yeah, well, I don't really talk to him anymore.
Oh, Taxonomic?
Yeah, that dude.
Oh, yeah, Taxonomic, yeah. He quit the internet, didn't you hear?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. He quit the internet?
Yep.
Basically.
That is the... I'm sorry.
Cold turkey.
I'm sorry, but that is the most hipster bullshit.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, like, he quit the internet, like, twice before that, but this time it seems to have stuck. One thing
I'm
I had
sorry,
to say, though,
that's-
is he took all his old reviews down, and I wanted to keep some of those, so that upset me.
Yeah, but we won't really talk about that publicly. I mean, there's a lot of stuff, but I kind of want that to be public, to be honest.
I think
Yeah,
I'm still
well...
friends with him on PSN, actually.
Anyway.
Not that he would ever play with such a console peasant.
Oh right, since he was such a
Glorious PC gaming master race.
yes, yeah, he was definitely a PC elitist for sure. I remember he had a raging hate voter for like fucking Minecraft.
Oh yeah. I think I asked him on EskFM once or something, or no, actually it was older than that. It was formspring.me. I asked him whether like open 3D platformers were going to make a comeback. He's like, actually, I think shitty world-building Minecraft clones are going to be the only video game in 10 years.
Oh god.
Boy, did he get proven wrong fast. Minecraft's still going. I actually plan on getting the I actually plan on getting the mobile version of Minecraft for my tablet or something.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
I'm still planning to import the Vita version because Europe got it physically, but we got it digitally.
Yeah, with the mobile version of Minecraft, I actually understand that It's basically 80 to 90% of what the PC and console versions of the game are. So I'm pretty much getting the same experience.
Yeah.
And it doesn't really take up much space at all, like 36 megabytes for the initial program.
Tubba.
I'm a motherfucking bitch, glub, glub, glub.
I'm a motherfucking T-Rex!
All right, let's.
I use them real quick.
All right, go for it.
I need to grab my charger cord for my tablet because I'm at like 43%.
Do it.
Mission complete.
Oh yeah.
I've actually been playing my 3DS a lot lately.
What have you been playing?
Mostly Tomodachi Life. I don't know why, but that game is massively addicting. But that, a little bit of Smash Brothers. I'm in a second playthrough of Senran Kagura Burst, and I'm also playing One Piece Romance Dawn.
Oh, that's fun.
Well, fun is kind of with Romance Dawn. It's a very basic JRPG. I mean, it's got a pretty cool battle system, but again, it's very basic. You basically just line up your shot and hit buttons to attack the enemy, and it's like, you know. I think the main problem is that there isn't really any exploration in the game. It's kind of like Final Fantasy Mystic Quest in that
it's
the
so simplified for dummies.
the main overworld is completely on rails. Like you just press left, like you just press left, right, up, or down, and you go to wherever the next area is.
Basically whatever the game wants you to go. So basically, it's a guided tour, that kind of thing.
I mean, you can pick up treasure maps within the different main areas, like Logtown or Whiskey Peak or stuff like that, which you can then use to go to different areas, but it's still completely on rails, and the exploration element isn't really exploration at all. It's not an actual field. They call it a field, an adventure field, but it's really a hedge maze.
Wow.
Yeah, it's the only real fun part about that game is the battles. And maybe customizing your characters and leveling them up.
I know, speaking of JRPGs, I really need to dust off my 3DS and play Dragon Quest IX and probably start over from the beginning, but I remember I got like very far in that one, but I just lost interest for some reason.
I gotta play more Xenoblade. I'm in Magna Forest.
Oh, really? I have Xenoblade Chronicles and all that stuff. I don't remember getting into it though.
I love Xenoblade, to be honest. It's one of my favorite games. Silence.
I'm just waiting for Zeke to come back so we can, because we basically have this one email. It's basically kind of one of those, I mean, not disparaging the email, of course. It's one of those, bullshit emails and all that stuff we'll just BS about.
What are those?
What are those?
That's such a terrible meme.
I haven't been paying much attention to memes, to be honest.
Check up on Know Your Meme, and I have a pretty active Tumblr account, so.
Yeah, me too. I always do that too, but you know, I haven't.
I reblog the shit out of things.
Yes, I noticed. Like the one I seem to really like, but I kind of don't really understand its origin, is the LMAO thing.
The one with the alien.
Yeah,
When your mom come home and make the spaghetti.
LMAO.
When your mama come home and she make the spaghetti.
That feel with no GF.
I know that feel.
Yes.
It is a lonely feel. Oh my! That actually remembers that. That remembers me. That actually reminds me of a picture I saw on Know Your Meme. It was kids then. Kids then. I don't want the monsters under my bed. And kids today. I want a monster in my bed. That feel with no snake waifu.
Fucking monster.
Yeah, that feel with no Monmusu waifu. Then there was another one where it was like my parents react to all the different characters, and it was stuff like it was stuff like Mia. It was stuff like Mia, the snake girl. It's like not sure at first, but generally they can warm up to it. Poppy, we're calling the police.
Poppy, we're calling the police.
Sue, the mom's concerned, but the dad's like, yeah, I can get behind that. The spider girl, I forget her name. The spider girl, the dad kind of pulls you aside, and it's like, I can understand the human parts, but I don't think it's worth the rest.
Yeah.
Oh no! Wait, sorry. In the case of Sue, it was what is that thing, and why is it raping your mother?
Oh God.
It was pretty funny.
Yeah, where are we with like time and all that stuff on this stream? I think we're like
We're at like 2:20.
okay, alright. Alright, yeah, this is probably going to be just a really short third segment or something like that.
Just real quick, like two more hours.
Yeah.
It's just a 4-hour podcast. It's not that bad.
No big deal.
Alright, I'm back.
Alright. Alright, we have one email, and that's basically about it.
Alright, let's do the lead-in then.
Let's get to it, motherfuckers!
Alright. Let me just pull this aside. Okay. Alright. Ready in 3, 2, 1. And welcome back to Otaku Midnight. And we have one email, and it's very short. Let me get it real quick.
Dear Otaku Midnight, fuck you, the end.
Okay. It comes from Aru Azumaya, and I know this person. This is Jahodo-kin.
Yeah, I know him.
Yeah. On a scale of 1 to 100, 100 being an absolute dick, how much of a dick do you think Umaru is? I think
somewhere.
she is an absolute 100. But here's the thing about she is a shit, but she is an awesome little shit. But if she was my actual sister, I would want to punch her into next year actually. To be
Yeah,
honest.
Umaru's a total shit.
Yes, most definitely. Imaru is definitely.
This little fucking hamster shit.
That's what we basically called it. Yeah, I guess that's what everyone's called her now. Like basically the little hamster shit.
Man, she's got nothing on the Ninja Force hamster.
So yeah, I think Umaru is an absolute shit, but she's an awesome little shit. But if she was actually, but like I said, I would want to punch her into neck. So there's that.
I think Umaru works because all of her shitty tendencies are played for
Laugh.
for light shenanigans, and it's very clear that the main character hates it and that it's a negative thing that she's doing.
Yeah, like it's not that okay and all that stuff.
Like it's very clear that what she's doing is not okay, but it's still played for laughs regardless, and that's where a lot of the comedy comes from, and it works.
Yeah, it does. It really does. And
I want to make an apology. Apparently, Sensei Konoe Watanabe was a guinea pig. So, sorry about that. A little racist of me, but what else is new, am I right?
yeah, that's our Zeke. But
Yeah, I don't got a frame of reference, but I'll take y'all word for it.
So yeah, I think everybody can just agree that Umaru is 100% shit, but she is 100% adorable, lovable shit.
I mean, I guess it's like one of those things where it's like you'd hate to know the person, but you'd like to be a fly on the wall when they interact with other people.
yeah,
let's just hug the turd. Hug the turd.
but guys, that's voyeuristic.
Wait, what? Wait. Hugging shit is voyeuristic?
No, like
I
you'd want to
don't
be on the
know.
fly on the wall.
Oh. Oh, whatever. I don't
Timing
even
and
have
delivery,
that's so straight up special ed. I don't even have a response to that.
God damn it, Zeke.
I'm gonna get so much.
This translation is straight up. I don't know why, but this translation
translation is straight up special ed.
I don't know why, but that's the funniest thing. And of course, I just got reminded of.
J. Crunchyroll, how do you even Japan?
But yeah,
there should be like a crimore.txt. There should be. If there's not, I might start one.
All right. Well, we're
I guess we're finally at the end and all that stuff.
in the time.
Wow, gee, that must be our shortest third segment ever.
In the time you watch this video, you could have watched James Cameron's Avatar.
Basically. But yeah, our email address is otakumidnight@gmail.com. That's spelled OTAKUMIDNITE@gmail.com. Check out Zeke Freak and Kevin's show, Bakagaijin show, and check out NTR Radio and all the other episodes.
I'm probably going to be on the Jekyll cast this Friday as well.
Oh, really? What are you going to be discussing?
I think 7 Deadly Sins.
Oh, cool. All right.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Probably not going to watch that since I know precisely jack shit about 7 Deadly Sins.
Yeah.
You should. It's really good. If only someone would license it.
Netflix.
I don't even know if they did anymore. Like everyone, that was the rumor for a long time, but nobody ever confirmed that.
Yeah. But yeah, that's the show. Got anything to add before we go out?
You can.
Oh, I already said Bakugai. already plugged.
Yeah, that's cool. There was something else. I can't remember what it was.
Yeah,
Fuck
well-
it. I don't care.
I'll go first. Well, as usual, well, if you don't watch Bakugaijin, it's not as usual. But anyway, as usual, you can find me on Twitter at CCharmanderK. It's the Pokemon Charmander with a C at the beginning and a K at the end. I also go by that name on Tumblr. I'm active on both. Feel free to interact with me. And of course, me and Zeke, as Cube over there said,
Yeah.
we are both hosts of the Bakugaijin show, and we record on Sundays. So check out our show if you can.
Maybe. If we're gonna record later, so you don't get heat stroke, we might do it We might do it on Monday, so we're not overlapping with NTR Radio.
Yeah, that would probably be a good call. Yeah.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
I mean, we've been overlapping with NTR a lot.
Well, no, because we did it before them with episode 1, and then when we did it a few days ago, that was their off week. So next time, unless you want to do it 3 hours earlier, we might do it the day after.
It's been cooling down a lot lately, so I should be good on Sunday. If the weather doesn't cool out, then I'll let you know.
Okay.
I'll run you through some topic ideas after we end here.
Okay. All right, guys. Well, that's gonna do it for this. That's gonna do it for this episode. And even though this translation is special ed every time we say it, this is Otaku Midnight, second season.